My son sold my home and my car while I was recovering from surgery. My name is James Bradshaw. I'm 64 years old. And 3 months ago, I learned what it feels like to be robbed by your own blood. The beach condo at 8235 Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu, $2.4 million. The Porsche 911 guards red, only $8,000, $125,000, both sold without my knowledge, without my permission. While I was on pain medication, barely able to walk, my son Tyler forged my signature, pocketed a $48,000 commission, and thought he'd gotten away with it. He didn't know I owned Pacific Legacy Realty, California's largest independent real estate brokerage. 200 agents, $2 billion in annual sales. And on June 8th, 2024, at the California Association of Realtors Award ceremony in front of 700 people, he found out. If you're watching this, please subscribe and let me know where you are watching from. This is the story of what happens when entitlement meets accountability. Let me take you back to where it all started. To understand how we got here, you need to know about the 4 years of silence that came before. Tyler and I haven't spoken since April 2021, his wedding. I wasn't invited. I found out he'd gotten married through Facebook. My cousin posted a photo, Tyler in a navy tux, his bride in white, both of them smiling on some beach in Santa Barbara. The caption said, "Family that matters." I wasn't in the frame. I wasn't anywhere near it. When his mother and I divorced, Tyler was 15, old enough to understand that marriages end, but young enough to need someone to blame. His mother, Diane, she gave him that someone. Me? Your father chose work over us? That's what she told him. Never mind that I paid 150% of the court-ordered child support. Never mind that I paid his rent from age 18 to 25. Never mind that I covered his college tuition at UCLA, $180,000 before he dropped out junior year, and blamed me for lack of support. Tyler blocked my number somewhere around 2019, changed his voicemail to screen calls. When I tried emailing, he set up a filter. The only way I could reach him was Venmo. He kept me unblocked there because in 2021, he needed $5,000 for an emergency. Well, it did. I sent it. He never paid it back. His LinkedIn profile says self-made. No handouts, no silver spoon, just hustle. 40 connections. Professional headshot, blue suit, confident smile under a bout, he wrote. Built my career from scratch, proving that success comes from grit, not privilege. I never responded publicly, never corrected the record. I told myself I was taking the high road, but silence isn't peace. It's just surrender with better PR. Now, March 12th, 2024, Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. I'm on a gurney about to go under 4 full knee replacement surgery. Dr. Alan Foster, my orthopedic surgeon, 28 years experience, leans over me. "James, you're going to be fine. 6 weeks recovery, then you'll be good as new." The surgery goes smoothly. Titanium implant, 2 hours in and out. But the recovery, that's where I became vulnerable for the first time in decades. I live alone in that Malibu condo. 2 bedrooms, floor-to-ceiling windows facing the Pacific. I bought it in 2015, right after the divorce was finalized. $1.8 million, it was my fresh start. The place where I'd prove I could rebuild. After surgery, I could barely walk. Stairs were impossible. I had a prescription for OxyContin, 10 milligrams, 4 times daily. Orange pill bottle from CVS. The label said, take 1 tablet every 6 hours as needed for pain. I was foggier than I'd been in decades. Maggie O'Connor, my VP of operations, been with me 20 years. She drove me home, helped me get set up, but then she had to leave. Business doesn't stop for knee surgery. That's when Tyler texted, March 15th, day 3 post-op. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. He'd blocked me, but I'd never blocked him. "Dad, can I visit? Want to talk?" I stared at that message for 10 minutes. 4 years of silence. And now 3 days after surgery, he wants to talk. I was cautious, but also hopeful. Maybe he'd finally grown up. Maybe therapy worked. Maybe this was the reconciliation I'd been waiting for. Sure, I texted back, "I'm home." He showed up 90 minutes later, Trader Joe's sunflowers in his hand, $8.99, the tag still on. "Hey, Dad," he said, sheepish smile. I've been in therapy. Realized I blamed you unfairly for a lot of things. I was on pain meds, emotional, desperate to believe him. "Come in," I said. He stayed 90 minutes, asked about my recovery, offered to help with groceries, with paperwork, with whatever you need. I showed him where the important documents were, fireproof safe in the master bedroom closet, combination written in the nightstand drawer. Just in case, I said, for emergencies. He hugged me goodbye, firm, almost convincing. "I'm proud of you," I told him, for doing the work. He nodded, said, "Thanks, Dad." Then he left with my spare key, the one I'd given him just for emergencies. And I thought, maybe, just maybe, my son was finally coming back to me. I had no idea what he was really coming back for. Here's what you need to understand about that condo and that car. They weren't just assets. They were symbols. The condo, 8235 Pacific Coast Highway, I bought it in August 2015. The divorce had just finalized. Diane got the house in Pasadena, the one where we'd raised Tyler. I get to start over. $1.8 million, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,100 square effed. But those floor-to-ceiling windows, they faced west. Every evening, I'd watch Thiessen drop into the Pacific and think, it survived. By 2024, it was worth $2.4 million, but the dollar amount didn't matter. That condo was proof I could rebuild after losing everything. The Porsche was the same. 2021 911 Carrera Guards red, that bright, unapologetic red that catches every bit of sunlight, black leather interior. I bought it with cash, $125,000, called it my retirement gift to myself. Only 8,392 miles on it by March 2024. I barely drove it. Mostly weekend trips up the PCH, windows down, ocean air, no destination, just freedom. If those sales went through, I'd lose more than money. I'd lose the two things that proved I could survive. Betrayal and come out stronger. But that wasn't even the worst part. Maggie did some digging after Tyler's visit. Ran his name through public records, investor complaints, court filings. What she found made my blood run cold. Tyler owed $280,000, 5 failed businesses in 8 years. Crypto exchange in 2019, lost investor money. NFT marketplace in 2021, rug pull accusations. Sustainable clothing brand in 2022, supplier fraud. AI chatbot startup in 2023, plagiarized code. His current venture, blockchain real estate tokenization, fancy words for a Ponzi scheme, collapsed in February 2024. 3 investors were coming after him. Russian nationals, Dmitry Sov, Ivan Petrov, not mafia, but connected. The kind of connected where, when they say deadline, they mean it. June 15th, 2024. That was Tyler's deadline. Pay up or face consequences. When Maggie showed me the lawsuit filings, I understood. Tyler didn't come back because he'd grown. Had come back because he was desperate. That reconciliation visit, it wasn't about therapy. It wasn't about making amends. It was reconnaissance. He needed my keys. He needed to know where I kept my documents. He needed access. And I, defogging on pain medication, desperate to believe my son had changed. I gave him everything he needed to rob me. The stakes became clear. If I stayed silent, Tyler would learn that theft is acceptable. If you're family, he'd victimize someone else, someone without my resources to fight back. I thought about all those years I stayed quiet during the divorce. All the times Tyler lied about me and I didn't correct him. All the times I told myself, silence is the high road. Silence made it worse. Silence taught him I wouldn't fight back. I wasn't going to stay silent anymore. March 30th, 11:47 a.m. I'm sitting in my living room eating lunch, tomato soup, grilled cheese. The most mundane Tuesday of my life until my phone rings. Maggie, she sounds frantic. James, I'm looking at an MLS listing number 6382940. Okay, the address is 8235 Pacific Coast Highway. That's your address. My spoon stops halfway to my mouth. What? Someone listed your condo. $2.4 million. Estate sale. Seller motivated. My stomach drops. Who's the listing agent? Silence. Then Tyler Bradshaw. Momentum relay. The soup goes cold. The sandwich sits untouched. Estate sale like I'm dead. He hang up with Maggie. Call Tyler. It goes straight to voicemail. Of course it does. I text. We need to talk about the condo. No response. I check my email. Nothing. No listing agreement. No disclosure forms. No documents asking for my signature. I call Momentum, really. The receptionist, young Perky, says, "Oh, Tyler's showing properties all day. Can I take a message?" "No," I say. "No message. He's not avoiding me. He just doesn't care." I call David Harrison. He's been my attorney for 15 years. Senior partner at Harrison and Blake. If anyone can untangle this, it's him, David. I need you to pull MLS listing 6382940's direct. 10 minutes later, he calls back. "James, I'm looking at the grant deed. It's dated March 20th. You allegedly signed it over to Tyler as trustee for the sale. I was post-top March 20th on narcotics. I know that's the problem for him. You couldn't legally sign anything in that condition. Send me your medical records. Dr. Foster's office sends everything within the hour. Post-op notes, prescription records. OxyContin 10 milligrams 4 times daily. March 12th through March 22nd. David orders a handwriting analysis. Linda Wu, 30 years with the FBI, now a forensic consultant. She compares the deed signature to my driver's license, my business documents, my corporate filings. Her report comes back 3 days later. Definitive forgery, signature loops, inconsistent pressure points wrong, angular deviations outside subject's range. 12 pages, highlighted discrepancies, courtroom ready. But you want more. David, I say, hire someone to dig deeper. I need to know everything. He brings in Michael Grant, ex-FBI cybercrime. 22 years tracking financial fraud. David files a civil complaint. Fraud, elder abuse. Just enough to get a judge to issue a subpoena for Tyler's devices. 1 week later, Michael walks into my condo with a laptop. "You're going to want to see this," he says. He opens a spreadsheet. Tyler's Google search history from mid-March. March 16th, 11:43 p.m. How to transfer property without owner knowledge. March 17th, 2:18 a.m., California grant deed requirements. March 17th, 9:03 a.m., notary fraud penalties. I stare at the screen. Tyler didn't just steal on impulse. He researched it. Hepland it. He Googled the crime he was about to commit, and then Googled the penalties, like he was weighing the risk. There's more, Michael says. He clicks to another tab. Bank records, chasebank.tyler's checking account. March 28th, deposit $48,000, memo commission 8235 PCH, same-day wire transfer $50,000 to DS Enterprises LLC. I Googled the name. It's a front tow company. Registered agent Dimitri Souf. March 29th, wire transfer $30,000 to IP Consulting. Another front, Ivan Petrov at March 30th. Credit card payments $15,000 MX. Chase, Discover, all maxed out. Tyler wasn't just stealing from me. He was using my home to pay off dangerousmen. What about the notary? I ask. Michael pulls up another document. Vagrant deed lists a notary. Lisa Chen, California notary number 23B-4765, dated March 20th, 2:15 p.m. Michael Cross references the state notary database. Lisa Chen's log shows notorizations on March 20th. He pulls her social media. Instagram, March 20th, 1:30 p.m. Photo of her at a winery in San Diego. Timestamp 90 miles away from Malibu. Geotag confirmed. The notorization's fake. The signature is fake. The entire deed is a fabrication. James David says, this is elder abuse, identity theft, forgery, grand theft. We can file criminal charges right now. The DA is already interested. I sit back. Look out at the ocean. Not yet, I say. What? I need to know his next move. If we stop him now, it's attempted fraud. Let him finish, and it's completed fraud. Bigger charges, longer consequences. David looks at me like I've lost my mind. You're going to let him sell your house? I'm going to let him think he sold my house. James, trust me. I don't tell David the rest. Not yet. But the plan is already forming. Tyler wants top play in the real estate world. Fine. Let's see how far he gets when he realizes who owns it. Tyler has no idea who I am. Not really. He knows Dad. The guy who divorced Mom. The guy who chose work over family. The guy he hasn't spoken to in 4 years. But he doesn't know James Bradshaw. Let me explain. I founded Pacific Legacy Realty in 1998, post-divorce. I was 40 years old, starting from scratch. Terrified I'd end up broke and alone. I started with one office in Pasadena, 5 agents, a storefront on Colorado Boulevard with peeling paint and a flickering neon sign. We did $3.2 million in sales the first year. Barely broke even. But I had a philosophy. Integrity first, always. No shortcuts, no shady deals, no screwing over clients for a quick commission. Word spread. By 2000, we had 15 agents. By 2005, we opened a second office in Beverly Hills. By 2010, we were in Santa Monica, Malibu, Newport Beach. Today, 8 offices across Southern California, 200 agents. We closed $2 billion in sales last year. Pacific Legacy is the largest independent brokerage in the state. I own 85% of it. Maggie has 5%. The remaining 10 is split among senior partners. Tyler has no idea, none. He dropped out of UCLA in 2016, never looked back, never Googled me, never asked what I actually do for a living. In his mind, I'm some washed-up solo agent who got lucky during the housing boom and coasted ever since. If he typed James Bradshaw Real Estate California into Google, the first result would be Pacific Legacy's website. Meet our founder page. My photo, my bio, 30 years of industry leadership. He never looked. He joined Momentum Really 2 months ago, March 2024, boutique firm, 15 agents, their small-time scrappy, trying to compete with the big players. Tyler was desperate for any job after his blockchain startup collapsed. Momentum hired him because he had a real estate license and a pulse. Now he's trying to make his mark, trying to prove he's self-made by stealing from me. April 5th, 2024, I get an email. Subject line, Car Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, California Association of Realtors, the biggest industry organization in the state. Every year they host an award ceremony. Black tie, Beverly Hilton Grand Ballroom, 700 attendees. Every major broker, agent, developer, lender, title company executive in California. This year, they're giving me the Lifetime Achievement Award recognizing 30 plus years of integrity, innovation, and service to the real estate profession. I'm honored, but honestly, I forgot about it. I don't need validation. I know what I've built. David mentions it in passing during one of our legal strategy meetings. You're getting that award June 8th, right? Congrats. Yeah, I say, thanks. It's the biggest night in California real estate, David says. Everyone will be there. I pause. Everyone? He nods. Every major player, press, industry, publications. It's a big deal. I'm about to move on when Maggie walks in, phone in hand. James, you need to see this. She shows me a screenshot. Tyler's LinkedIn posted April 10th. Humbled to be nominated for Rising Star Award at car ceremony June 8th. Proof that hard work pays off. Self-made and grateful, dash real estate life. No handouts. Touch Momentum, I read it twice. Rising Star Award, same ceremony, same night. Tyler's going to be there. Maggie watches my face. He doesn't know you're getting an award, does he? He doesn't even know I own a company. David leans forward. James, we can file criminal charges right now. The DA is ready. We have everything. Forgery, fraud, elder abuse. We can end this, or, I say slowly, we can wait. Wait for what? June 8th. David blinks. The ceremony. I accept my award. I give my speech, and I tell the truth with 700 witnesses. Maggie's eyes widen. James, that's public. I finish. I know. You could just handle this quietly, David says. File charges. Let the system work. Tyler spent 4 years lying about me publicly. LinkedIn, Facebook, family gatherings. He's told everyone I'm a deadbeat dad who chose money over him, and I stayed silent. I let him control the narrative. I lean back in my chair. Not anymore. If he wants a public reputation, he's going to get one, just not the one he wants. David studies me. Can we do this legally? Everything's public record once we file, he says. And you'd be speaking the truth. Just make sure you're ready for the fallout. I am, Maggie says. What if he doesn't show? He'll show, I say. He's nominated for an award. He thinks he's about to be celebrated. He wouldn't miss it. David nods slowly. Okay, then let's make sure the timing is perfect. And that's when I knew June 8th wasn't just an award ceremony anymore. It was a reckoning. May 3rd, 2024, 2 p.m., the condo sale closes. I'm not there, obviously, but I have eyes on it. Maggie's connected to every title company in Southern California. Malibu Title keeps you updated. Professional courtesy. Tyler shows up in a suit. Hugo Boss probably rented, trying to look successful. The buyers are there. Mark and Jennifer Sullivan, 31 and 29, tech workers from San Francisco. They've been saving 4 years to afford a beach property. Innocent people who have no idea they're about to become part of a fraud case. Patricia Dawson, the escrow officer, processes the paperwork. She tells Maggie later that something felt off. Tyler seemed nervous. Kept checking his phone, hands shaking slightly when he signed documents. But the papers look legitimate. Grant deed, power of attorney, notarized. The wire transfer goes through $2.4 million from the Sullivan's bank to escrow. Then $2.352 million to an account Tyler set up in my name without my knowledge, minus his $48,000 commission. Tyler leaves whistling. Mark and Jennifer get the keys. They're ecstatic. They post on Instagram. Finally, homeowner's beach life starts now. They have no idea. 2 days later, May 5th, Tyler goes after the Porsche. He's still got my spare key from the March 15th reconciliation visit. Took it right off the kitchen hook. He drives to Premier Autos, Beverly Hills. High-end exotic car dealer. Samir Haddad, the owner, offers $118,000. Below market value should be $125,000, but Tyler's desperate. He takes the cashier's check without negotiating. Then he does something stupid. He posts an Instagram story. Photo of the check. Caption, big things coming. He deletes it 20 minutes later, but Maggie screenshots it first, sends it to me immediately. I'm sitting in my living room when I see it. Tyler, grinning, my Porsche's title in the background. I text David. He just sold the car. David calls immediately. Say the word. I'll stop all of this right now. No, I say let him finish. The deeper he digs, the harder he falls. May 6th through 8th, Tyler's spending spree. Bank records show every transaction $50,000. Wire transfer to DS Enterprises LLC, Dimitri's company $30,000. Wire to IP Consulting. Ivan's front $15,000 credit card payoffs. AMX Chase, Discover All Maxed, $8,000 payment to his girlfriend. Brooke Hartley, Instagram influencer, 12,000 followers. She posts a photo with a Gucci handbag from Rodeo Drive. Caption, best boyfriend ever. Babe blessed it. $5,000 into Tyler's personal checking. $10,000 business investment, another crypto scheme. He never learns. By May 9th, Tyler's solved his problem. The Russian investors are off his back. His credit cards are clear. He feels invincible. He posts on LinkedIn, sometimes you have to make tough decisions to move forward. Grateful for new opportunities. Not vague enough to sound inspirational actually about stealing from his father. Colleagues from Momentum really congratulate him in the comments. Proud of you, man. Keep crushing it. Rising star for real. None of them know. Brooke posts more Instagram content. Designer bags, fancy dinners, rooftop bars in West Hollywood, all funded by my assets. Tyler thinks he's one. Then I get a phone call. Patricia Dawson, the escrow officer. She sounds worried. Mr. Bradshaw, I'm calling because something felt off about that closing. Tyler seemed nervous. And I Googled your name after I wanted to make sure everything was legitimate. And you're the founder of Pacific Legacy, really. I am. So why would you need your son to handle the sale? And why an estate sale? You're clearly not dead, right? Patricia, thank you for calling. Everything's being handled legally. Should I halt the disbursement? I can freeze the funds if no. Let it complete. I need the paper trail. She's confused. Mr. Bradshaw, I don't understand. You will soon. I hang up. David texts me. Funds fully dispersed. Sale complete. Tyler's officially committed elder abuse, identity theft, forgery, and grand theft. All completed crimes. We can file. I respond, not yet. June 8th. David, you're really doing this? Me? Hugh wanted to prove he's a rising star. Let's see how bright he shines. Tyler has no idea what's coming. He's counting his money, planning his next move, bragging on social media. Meanwhile, I'm watching, waiting, building the case. And in exactly 31 days at the Beverly Hilton in front of 700 of his peers, Tyler's going to learn what real consequences look like. June 8th, 2024, the Beverly Hilton Grand Ballroom, 6:00 p.m., cocktail hour, red carpet at the entrance, photographers from Inman News, The Real Deal, every major real estate publication, 700 people in black tie, brokers, agents, developers, lenders, title company executives, everyone who's anyone in California real estate. Tyler arrives at 6:30, Brooke on his arm. She's wearing an $800 Revolve dress, his street. Bought with my money. He's in erranted tux. Can't afford to buy one after paying off his debts. They walk the red carpet. Tyler hands out business cards, schmoozes, talks about Momentum Really's growth trajectory. Well, people smile politely. Most have no idea who is. He checks the program. His name's listed under Rising Star nominees. 5 agents under 30. Award presented at 8:15 p.m. He sees another name. James William Bradshaw, Lifetime Achievement Award. 8:30 p.m. Tyler barely glances at it. Some old guy with the same last name, he tells Brooke. California is a big state. He's seated at table 18, mid-level agents, back section. Not the VIP tables up front. I arrive at 700 P.M. alone, simple black suit. Tom Ford, but understated. Nothing flashy. Their actions immediate. James, congratulations. Well deserved, my friend. 30 years of integrity. This is your night. Handshakes, hugs. Everyone wants amendment. I'm polite, grateful, but distracted. Maggie's at a table 3, front left. She texts me. He's here. Table 18. I don't look. Not yet. Dinner starts at 7:30. Filet mignon, roasted vegetables. I barely touch mine. 8:15 p.m. Maria Gonzalez, president of the California Association of Realtors, takes the stage. Microphone feedback, laughter. Good evening, everyone. Our next award celebrates agents under 30 who exemplify integrity, hustle, and promise. The Rising Star Award. 5 headshot appear on the screen behind her. Tyler's LinkedIn photo, blue suit, confident smile. Brooke squeezes his hand under the table. He's trying to look humble. Fails. And the winner is Nicole Patterson, Compass Beverly Hills. Applause. Tyler's face falls. He didn't win. Brooke whispers, "It's okay, babe. You'll get it next year." Tyler claps politely, seething inside. He feels entitled to win. I closed $2.4 million this month. Nicole gives her speech, genuine, humble, thanks her mentors. Tyler scrolls on his phone, underthittable, posts an Instagram story, honored just to be nominated. He doesn't notice Maggie watching him. Doesn't notice David Harrison at table 5 leaning forward. 8:30 p.m. Maria returns to the microphone. Our final award tonight is the Lifetime Achievement Award. This recognizes an individual whose career embodies the highest standards of our profession. The room quiets. This year's recipient founded Pacific Legacy Real-I in 1998 with just 5 agents in Adream. Today, Pacific Legacy is California's largest independent brokerage. 200 agents, $2 billion in annual sales, 8 offices across Southern California. Tyler's head snaps up. Pacific Legacy. But beyond the numbers, Maria continues, this man is known for integrity, for mentoring hundreds of agents, for weathering personal hardship with grace, and for never compromising his principles. Tyler checks the program, looks at the name again, James William Bradshaw, founder and CEO, Pacific Legacy, E. Really. His brain short circuits, that's the biggest. Please welcome James William Bradshaw. Standing ovation, 700 people on their feet. Tyler looks at the stage. The man walking up, gray hair, trim beard, black suit, Isma, his father. The color drains from Tyler's face. Babe, what's wrong? Brooke asks. That's my dad. Your dad's a CEO? I didn't. I reach the podium, shake Maria's hand, accept the crystal award, heavy, elegant. Wait for the applause to die down. Then I begin. Thank you. This is unexpected. My voice is calm, warm, genuine. When I started Pacific Legacy 26 years ago, I was freshly divorced, starting over, and terrified. I didn't know if I'd survive year 1, let alone build something lasting. People nod. They love comeback stories. But this industry gave me a second chance. You, many of you in this room, gave me a second chance. You trusted me with your referrals, your partnerships, your reputations, and for that, I'm forever grateful. Applause. Some people are tearing up. I pause, look at my notes. The room thinks I'm emotional. I'm not. I'm transitioning. But tonight, I want to talk about something this award represents beyond business success. It's about integrity. It's about how we treat people when we think no one's watching. And it's about consequences when we forget that someone always is. The room goes silent, confused. 3 months ago, I had knee replacement surgery. Minor procedure, but it left me vulnerable physically, mentally. I was on pain medication, struggling to walk, asking for help for the first time in years. I pause, and during that window, someone it trusted stole from me, gasps, murmurs. Tyler sinks in his chair. This person forged my signature on a grant deed, falsified notary documents, and sold my home, my $2.4 million home in Malibu, without my knowledge or consent. More gasps. People looking around. Who would do this? They also sold my car, 2021 Porsche 911. Guards read only 8,000 miles. I bought it to celebrate surviving my divorce. It meant something to me. The room is dead silent now. The thief deposited a $48,000 commission check, paid off debts to dangerous people, and then nominated himself for an award at this very ceremony. Audible shock. People whispering, "Who?" Tyler's trying to disappear into his chair. Brooke's eyes are wide. Now you might ask, why am I telling you this? Why not handle it privately? I let that sit. Because this person has spent years lying about me publicly, telling people I was a bad father, that I abandoned him, that he's self-made with no help. Tyler's hands are shaking, and I stayed silent. I let him control the narrative because I thought maybe he needs that story to cope. Maybe I owe him grace. My voice hardened slightly, but theft is not grief. Fraud is not coping. And exploiting someone's post-surgery vulnerability is not a cry for help. It's calculated cruelty. I click the remote. The screen behind me lights up. AV team coordinated perfectly. First slide. The forged grant deed next to my real signature side by side. Difference is circled in red. The audience leans forward. This is the forged deed. Note the signature loops. Inconsistent pressure. Wrong angle. Forensic analysis. Confirmed forgery. Next slide. Dash cam footage. Timestamp March 15, 2024. 3:22 p.m. Tyler's face clear. Hand in my safe. Pulling out documents. This is from my home security dash cam. The thief visited me 3 days post-surgery. Offered to help and use that access to photograph my documents and steal my spare key. Horror on people's faces. Next slide. Google search history. How to forge property deed, California. March the 16th, 11:43 p.m. These are search queries from the thief's laptop obtained via subpoena. Premeditation's clear. Tyler stands abruptly, wants to run. Brooke grabs his arm. Sit down. Everyone's staring. Next slide. Bank records. $48,000 deposit. Wire transfers to DS Enterprises LLC and IP Consulting. Now, the thief owed $280,000 to individuals with, let's say, questionable business practices. He used my assets to pay them off. Final slide, text screenshot, Tyler to Brooke. Old man won't even know it's gone until it's too late. He's so out of it on meds, he'll probably think he forgot he sold it, LOL. The audience collectively gasps. Cruelty in writing. The thief is my son, Tyler James Bradshaw. He's seated at table 18. Every head turns. Tyler standing, face red, stammering. Dad, this is... My voice cuts through calm, not yelling. Tyler, sit down. You've said enough over the years. Hesitates, collapses into his chair. Yesterday, the Los Angeles District Attorney filed criminal charges, elder abuse, identity theft, forgery, grand theft. Tyler's real estate license was suspended this morning by the California Department of Real Estate, and I filed a civil suit seeking $5.22 million in damages. I pause, let that sink in. I didn't do this because I hate my son. I did it because I love the industry you represent. Integrity matters. And I did it because silence enables abuse. I look around the room. Some of you have adult children who've hurt you. Some of you have stayed quiet to keep the peace. I'm here to tell you, peace without accountability isn't peace. It's surrender. Standing ovation. Louder than before, more intense. I nod, walk off stage, the Crystal Award heavy in my hand. Tyler's surrounded by stares. He gets up. Brooke follows, crying, humiliated. 700 witnesses. All of them now know exactly who Tyler Bradshaw is and who he tried to steal from. The lobby is chaos. Tyler pushes through the crowd. Brooke chasing behind. People part like he's radioactive. I'm exiting through a side door when I hear him. Dad, you can't do this. I'm your son. I turn, face neutral. Maggie's beside me. David, Detective Sarah Mitchell in plainclothes, off duty. But I asked her to come just in case. Tyler ran. Tyler's in front of me now, red-faced, sweating, desperate. I was going to pay you back. I needed the money. Those guys were going to Tyler. Stop. You committed fraud. You exploited me when I was vulnerable. And you did it without remorse. I do have remorse. You texted your girlfriend that I was so out of it in meds I wouldn't notice. That's not remorse. That's contempt. Brooke, finally understanding the full scope, steps back from Tyler. You stole from your dad, babe. It's complicated. After surgery when he couldn't defend himself. He's rich. He doesn't need. Brooke cuts him off. We're done. Lose my number. She walks away, pulls out her phone, unfollows Tyler on Instagram immediately. Petty but real. Tyler's alone now. Turns back to me. What do you want? You want me to go to prison? I want you to face consequences for once in your life. I'm your son and I'm your father, who paid your rent until you were 25, who covered your college before you dropped out, who never spoke against you publicly even when you lied about me. I gave you every chance, Tyler. You chose this. Tyler's voice breaks. I'm sorry. Okay, I believe you're sorry you got caught. Detective Mitchell steps forward, shows her badge. Tyler Bradshaw. I'm Detective Sarah Mitchell at LAPD Financial Crimes. You'll receive formal arraignment notice within 48 hours. I suggest you contact an attorney. Tyler panics. Wait, I can't explain. Save it for your lawyer. Tyler storms out. Several agents filming on phones. This will be industry gossip for 4 months. Maggie hugs me. You did the right thing. David nods. DA says Tyler's lawyer is already calling for a plea deal. He's facing 5 to 9 years if convicted. Likely pleads to 2 to 3 years probation, restitution, community service, permanent license, revocation. You nod. No satisfaction on my face, just tired. Detective Mitchell says, for what it's worth, Mr. Bradshaw, this was the cleanest evidence package I've seen in 20 years. You dotted every I. I learned a long time ago. If you're going to take a stand, make sure you can back it up. Maggie asks, what about the Sullivans? The couple who bought the condo already handled. I'm purchasing it back from them at $2.5 million, $100,000 more than they paid. They keep the profit, and I get my home back. David raises an eyebrow. That's generous. They're innocent. They saved for years to buy that place. Tyler's crime shouldn't ruin their dream. I'm offering them a different property. One of our Newport Beach listings. Comparable value. No fraud attached. Maggie tears up. You're a good man, James. I'm just tired of letting bad behavior slide because it's uncomfortable to confront. The next 48 hours are a media firestorm. LinkedIn explodes. Posts from attendees witness the most powerful speech in car history. James Bradshaw exposed his own son's fraud with receipts. Integrity personified. If you weren't at Car Awards last night, you missed legendary. James Bradshaw showed what accountability looks like. Tyler's momentum. Really, profile disappears. The firm releases a statement. We were unaware of Mr. Bradshaw's personal conduct and have terminated his affiliation effective immediately. Momentum really is committed to the highest ethical standards. Brooke posts an Instagram story at 11 p.m. June 8th. Sometimes you don't know someone at all. Trust your gut. Hatched single and thriving. Messy, but she's 27. People forgive it. Trade publications cover the estuary. Inman News. Legendary broker exposes son's fraud at award ceremony. Industry applauds courage. The real deal. Pacific Legacy's James Bradshaw's lifetime achievement speech to reveal family betrayal. Tyler Delidish's LinkedIn. Scrubs his entire online presence. Goes dark. His mother Diane calls me for the first time in 8 years. James, I had no idea. Tyler told me you, Diane. I don't need your apology. But you need to ask yourself what story you've been telling him all these years that made him think this was okay. She starts crying, hangs up. The Sullivans, Mark and Jennifer, send a handwritten note. Mr. Bradshaw, your generosity in the midst of personal betrayal is extraordinary. We're accepting your offer on the Newport property. Thank you for making this right. I frame the note, hang it in my office. A reminder that integrity has ripple effects. 2 weeks later, June 23rd, the civil suit settles. Tyler can't afford to fight. David negotiates. Drop the civil suit in exchange for Tyler's full cooperation in the criminal case. He'll plead guilty, accept probation, pay restitution. The criminal plea agreement comes together fast. Charges, elder abuse, California Penal Code 368, grand theft, PC 487, sentence 3 years probation, $2.4 million restitution at $500 per month. He'll be paying for life. 500 hours community service teaching financial literacy to at-risk youth. Ironic. Permanent real estate license revocation. Alternative trial. 90% conviction odds. 5 to 9 years in state prison. Tyler takes the plea. Not November 12th, 2024. Sentencing hearing. I don't attend. David goes in my place. Judge Rachel Martinez, 50s. Tough reputation. Addresses Tyler. Mr. Bradshaw, you exploited your father's post-surgical vulnerability. You forged documents. You stole a home and a vehicle. The only reason you're not going to prison is your father's request for leniency, which frankly you don't deserve. You will comply with every term of this probation. If you violate once, I will invoke the suspended sentence. 5 years state prison. Do you understand? Tyler defeated. Yes, Your Honor. He walks out of the courthouse. No family, no girlfriend, no career. By December, he's working at an Amazon warehouse in Riverside. $18 an hour, stocking shelves, 4:00 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. shifts. He moves to a studio apartment, $950 a month, 40 miles from his old life. Pacific Legacy thrives. Post-speech publicity brings a 40% increase in agent applications. Everyone wants to work for the integrity guy. I promote Maggie to COO. She cries, I've been with you 20 years. This means everything. I move back into the Malibu condo in October, change the locks, upgrade the security system. $8,000 for cameras, ADT monitoring, my knees fully healed. I walk 3 miles on the beach every morning. And every evening I watch the sunset through those floor-to-ceiling windows and think, it survived. 6 months later, December 2024, Tyler's living in Riverside. That 950 studio with beige carpet and a single window facing the parking lot. IKEA furniture, mom dresser, ping chair. Not the kind of place you live when you've lost everything. He works the Amazon warehouse. 4 AM shifts, scanning packages, lifting boxes. The same routine every day. His coworkers don't know who he is. Don't know what he did. He keeps his head down. He tried dating apps in September. Matched with a few women. They'd ask, "What do you do?" He'd lie. "Logistics." They'd Google his name anyway, unmatch immediately. By October, he stopped trying. His therapist, court-mandated, weekly sessions, part of probation, asked him the same question every time. "Do you understand why what you did was wrong?" Tyler's answer evolves slowly. First session, yeah, but he's my dad. He could have just talked to me. Therapist. You stole from him while he was on pain medication. You texted mockery about his condition. What conversation would have changed that? Silence. Second month. I was desperate. Those guys were threatening me. Therapist. Desperation explains motive. It doesn't justify stealing from someone, recovering from surgery. More silence. Third month. He has so much money. I didn't think it would matter. Therapist. Did you ask him for help before the theft? Tyler, quiet. No. Why not? Because he would have said no. You don't know that. Yes, I do. He always said no. Therapist. When? Tyler can't answer, because James never said no. Tyler never asked. By December, Tyler's still not there. Still doesn't fully grasp it. Maybe he never will. His probation officer visits monthly, checks his PIUBs, confirms the $500 restitution payment cleared, asks about community service hours. Tyler teaches financial literacy at a youth center in San Bernardino. Saturday mornings, 2 hours, kids age 14 to 18. The irony isn't lost on anyone. One kid asks, "Why are you here?" Like, "What did you do?" Tyler deflects. "Made some bad choices." What kind? The kind you can't take back. The kid Googles him later, finds the news articles, tells the other kids. Word spreads. The next Saturday, attendance drops. Parents don't want their children learning from a thief. Tyler completes his hours anyway, alone in the room, preparing lessons no one will hear. Meanwhile, Diane, Tyler's mother, tries to defend him publicly one last time. She posts on Facebook in August. "My son made a mistake, but he's still a good person. Everyone deserves a second chance." The comments are brutal. He stole from his post-surgery father. That's not a mistake. It's cruelty. A mistake is forgetting to pay a bill. Fraud is a choice. Your son is an adult. Stop enabling him. Diane deletes the post within hours. Blocks me on everything. Still can't accept her role in enabling Tyler. She never calls him either. Tyler's alone. Pacific Legacy, meanwhile, is booming. After the speech, we receive applications from agents across California. Everyone wants to work for a company with integrity. We open a 9th office in Sacramento. Hire 30 new agents in Q3. Revenue up 18% year over year. I host a company retreat in October. Lake Tahoe, 200 agents. Theme: building legacy through integrity. Agents ask about Tyler. I deflect. I don't discuss ongoing legal matters, but I'll say this. Principles aren't negotiable, even with family. Maybe especially with family. They applaud. Some tear up. In November, Mark and Jennifer Sullivan close on their Newport Beach property. 4 bedrooms, 2,800 square foot, ocean view, 2.45 million. They send me a Christmas card, photo of them on the new deck. Thank you for turning our nightmare into a dream home. I send a Williams-Sonoma gift card, $500 housewarming gift. Other victims of Tyler's schemes come forward after the news coverage. 2 investors from the blockchain startup file claims 75,000 out, added to Tyler's restitution. His total debt is now 2.475, $475 million at $515 per month, garnished directly from his Amazon paycheck. It'll take over 400 years to repay, essentially a lifetime sentence. Tyler will never own a home, never get approved for a car loan, never build credit. Every dollar he earns above basic survival goes to restitution. He's 40 years from finishing payments when he dies. In late November, I receive a letter handwritten forwarded by Carr. "Mr. Bradshaw, I attended your speech on June 8th. I'm a 26-year-old agent in Sacramento. My broker was cooking the books, pressuring me to stay quiet. Your speech gave me courage to report him to the DRE. Investigation opened last month. He's facing license suspension. Thank you for showing that integrity isn't weakness, it's power. Megan R. I frame the letter, hang it next to the Sullivan's note. Reminders that principles have impact beyond personal conflict. I return to my routine. Office 8 to 1 a.m. to 400 p.m. Golf on Wednesdays. Mystery novels before bed. Currently reading The Thursday Murder Club. I date casually. Meet Elizabeth in September. 61. Retired teacher. Friend introduction. Coffee once a week. No pressure. I don't broadcast the relationship. Privacy matters. Learned that from the Diana disaster. I think about Tyler sometimes. Wonder if probation will actually change him. I doubt it, but I hope. Not for reconciliation. Just for his sake, so he doesn't waste his entire life bitter and broken. That's not my responsibility anymore, though. I gave him every chance. I stayed silent for years. I extended grace when he came back. I chose theft. Now he lives with that choice. And I live with mine to demand accountability. Some days it feels like I lost a son. Other days it feels like I found myself. Present day, December 24th, 2024. I'm sitting in my Malibu condo. Ocean sounds in the background recording this story. It's been 6 months since the ceremony. People still ask me, do you regret it? Exposing Tyler, publicly pressing charges, all of it. The answer is no, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. You think about the kid, he was 15 years old, angry about the divorce, needing someone to blame. I get it. Divorce is traumatic. Kids suffer. I accept my share of responsibility for that pain. But somewhere between 15 and 29, he made choices. He chose to nurse resentment instead of seeking truth. He chose totally about me instead of asking my side. And when those choices didn't give him the life he wanted, he chose to steal from me. I didn't cause those choices. I can grieve the relationship we could have had, but I won't carry guilt for consequences he earned. Therapy has helped. Yes, I'm in therapy now. Started in July. Turns out, setting boundaries with your own child is harder than building a $2 billion company. Who knew? Here's what I've learned. One silence is not peace. I stayed silent for years during the divorce. When Tyler lied about me, when he blocked my number, I told myself I was taking the high road. But silence just let the lie scalcify into his truth. If I had spoken up sooner, not aggressively, just honestly, maybe things would be different. Maybe not, but at least I wouldn't have regrets about not trying. 2. Grace and accountability aren't opposites. I can feel compassion for Tyler's pain and still hold him accountable for theft. Those things coexist. In fact, accountability is grace. It's saying, I believe you're capable of better, and I won't enable this version of you. 3. Reconciliation requires 2 people. I'm open to rebuilding. If Tyler ever shows genuine remorse, not sorry I got caught remorse, real accountability, therapy, restitution, change behavior over years, not weeks. Until then, I'm at peace with distance. That doesn't make me a bad father. It makes me a father with boundaries. 4. Integrity costs something. I lost my son. Maybe forever. That's the price I paid for principles. Some days it feels too high. But then I think, what if I'd stayed silent? What if I let him get away with it? He'd do it again to someone else. Maybe someone without resources to fight back. I couldn't live with that. So yeah, it cost something. But what I gained, self-respect, peace, the ability to look in the mirror, that's priceless. If you're listening to this and you're estranged from an adult child or any family member, I want you to know you're not alone and you're not a failure. Sometimes love means letting people face consequences. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is step back and let them figure it out without your rescue. If you're the Tyler in this story, if you've burned a bridge and you're wondering if it's fixable, it might be, but not with excuses. Not with I'm sorry, but real repair requires owning what you did, understanding why it was wrong and proving through actions, not words, that you've changed. And even then, the person you hurt doesn't owe you forgiveness. They don't owe you a relationship. You broke it. They don't have to fix it. And if you're someone who stayed silent in the face of wrongdoing, I get it. Speaking up is terrifying. But I promise you, the temporary discomfort of confrontation is nothing compared to the long-term weight of regret. Tyler's probation ends in 3 years. November 2027. Maybe he'll reach out. Maybe he won't. I genuinely don't know which outcome I'm hoping for. What I do know is I'll be okay either way. I've got a company I'm proud of, people at Rust, a life that reflects my values. That's enough. Christmas Eve tonight, Elizabeth's coming over for dinner, nothing fancy. Salmon, roasted vegetables, wine, simple, peaceful. Next week, I'm flying to Lake Tahoe with Maggie and the leadership team. New Year's retreat. Planning for 2025. Pacific Legacy's on track for $2.3 billion in sales. We're looking at a 10th office in San Jose. Life moves forward. Tyler's working the Amazon warehouse tomorrow. Christmas Day, holiday pay time and a half. He needs it for restitution. I don't know if he thinks about me, if he regrets what he did, if he's changed at all. I hope he has for his sake, but that's not my burden anymore. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Where are you watching from? Have you faced something similar? How did you handle it? I read every comment. Well, Maggie reads them and tells me the good owns. And if you're Tyler, if somehow you're listening, my door isn't locked, but you have to knock honestly this time. No more stolen keys. Thanks for listening. I'm James Bradshaw, and this is what happened when my son sold my house and my car and learned that I owned the world he was trying to